Joining me now to talk about it is Democratic Senator Chris Coons from the great state of Delaware. Senator, before I talk about the politics of the day, we haven't seen much of former President Biden. You attended St. Paddy's Day Mass this week with him. How is he?
He's doing fine. He gave a great speech here at the St. Patrick's Day breakfast. He was engaging. He worked the room. He enjoyed being out with folks who he's known and served with for decades. So it was a positive morning. Look, Michael, what we are looking for is clear and strong leadership that unites Democrats. This week here in Delaware, I did a town hall with the other two members of our delegation, Senator Blunt Rochester, Congresswoman McBride. We did an event at Wilmington Hospital to focus on Medicaid and what every Republican supports and every Democrat opposes, which is the bill they are moving through Congress to cut hundreds of billions of dollars out of Medicaid in order to pay for a big tax cut for Elon Musk and his fellow billionaires. This is a big issue for us because it shows your values as a party. 40% of the children in Delaware, a quarter of all the people in Delaware, rely on Medicaid for their health care, whether it's seniors aging with dignity in a retirement home or a skilled nursing center. It's people in treatment for mental health or substance abuse, folks who are medically complex. One of the patients who was with us on Monday, Caroline, has a very rare and complex medical disorder. She wouldn't be alive without Medicaid or its birth. In Delaware, we've helped reduce maternal and child mortality with expanding Medicaid. This is a fight that unites Democrats in standing up against President Trump, Elon Musk, and the Republicans in Congress.
Okay, is it enough politically, though, Senator? You're a smart guy, and you just made what sounds like a very cogent argument. I don't think that's going to salve the angst among your base.
Look, we've got folks who are angry because we lost the election and Donald Trump promptly started doing what we told the American people he was going to do, which is implement his agenda for destroying the federal government, harming average Americans, weakening our place in the world, and putting all of us at risk. The folks I hear from, they understand we're in the minority, but they want to know that we've got an agenda and a direction, and we are fighting. That's why this week I have focused here in Delaware on the fight to prevent Medicaid cuts, on meeting with folks who work for the VA to reduce the threat or the impact of cuts that impact our veterans, and by going to schools to highlight the way in which eliminating the Department of Education hurts all Americans. I went to Dell State, which is our historically black college, where they train teachers for all levels of education and where they're alarmed about what the impact will be of cutting the Department of Education. Michael, you know well that one of the things Trump has done well is to, do 50 things a day, shock and awe, keep us distracted. We need a few clear, simple targets that Democrats all agree on, that brings us together, and that helps folks see what we're fighting for. Those are the three I think we should be focusing on: cuts to Medicaid, cuts to our veterans, cuts to education.
At a town hall meeting in Forestville, Maryland, presumably a Democrat gets on his feet and voices sentiment that I want you to listen to, and then tell me how you'd respond to this constituent if he were one of yours. Roll it.
What's clear, it's not that you're in the minority. It's that you aren't even working together on a shared strategy. And that is failure. So to be clear, Congressman, the message you should clearly take to your colleagues from your constituents is this: we are not interested in hearing that you are in the minority. We know that. We want you to show some of the backbone and strategic brilliance that Mitch McConnell would have in the minority.
Right.
We want you to show fight.
Senator Coons, your response is what?
I agree. That's why I'm here at home in Delaware taking the fight to Republicans in Congress who intend to cut Medicaid, who are firing veterans from the federal workforce and reducing services to veterans, and who are reducing support for education. Let me take a moment and take us back to 2 times when Republicans made mistakes and lost, even though they were in the majority. When George W. Bush won re-election in 2004, it was a big defeat for Democrats. We, in fact, talked about the end of the Democratic Party. There was a lot of hand-wringing and a lot of anxiety about how John Kerry lost as badly as he did. And then George W. Bush used his political capital to try and privatize Social Security. We organized, we mobilized, and we stopped him. That is exactly the mistake that Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Doge are making now. They are coming after Medicaid and Social Security. And if we focus on that key strategic mistake, we can organize and mobilize. If you think back to the first Trump administration, when did he get the most blowback from middle Americans and Republicans? It's when he started separating parents from their children at the border, to use cruelty to children as a tool of immigration policy. Even Republicans recoiled at the cruelty of that. And I think he will make the same mistake this time. And I think that will allow us to organize against an agenda that is cruel.
I was simply going to add, first of all, thank you for being here. We appreciate it, Senator Coons, when you are with us. I was simply going to add that I see no decline in his numbers among his base. I get the points that you're making, but I don't see any evidence that he's paid a political price, at least thus far. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Michael.